Hi guys, Nathan Middle Down Under here. As promised, here is my part 2 of my end of year review, which I'll be showing my top 30 albums. Just one thing, in my last video there's one album I forgot to show that didn't make my top 30, and that is Carpe Diem by Saxon. For some reason I can't seem to find it. I picked up the CD and it's around somewhere, but yeah, just misplaced it somewhere. Good album, not as good as the previous album in my eyes, but still a good listen, and very happy to have it. But yeah, I'm here to do my top 30, and that's what I'm going to do now, without dilly-dallying. If you see me looking down, it's because I've got notes and the order down here, just so I don't get mixed up. No, my memory these days is pretty shocking. So let's get on with it. Top 30. At number 30, a band I've loved since 1995, been following them ever since, and that is Amorphous, their latest effort, Halo. Favourite track on this album has to be On Dark Waters, a really doomy, dark, melodic, death metal song. Fantastic album. They've definitely gotten lighter over the years and have brought more clean vocals into the mix, which doesn't bother me at all. This album has had mixed reviews that I've seen, but I thoroughly enjoy it, hence why it's at number 30. Yeah, just melodic, doomy, heavy metal, and some death metal elements in there, and I reckon it's a cracking album. Comes with a big huge booklet inside too, which is fantastic, and it was for a great price. This one came out on Atomic Fire Records fairly early in the year. Had a lot of time with this one and thoroughly enjoyed it. So first one, number 30, we have Amorphous and the album Halo. Number 29, Belgian death thrash band. This is their debut full length. They had an EP out previously, which was a little bit lighter than this album, more thrash rather than the death, and it is Schizophrenia, Recollections of the Insane. Really good melodic death thrash. The guy's voice, blistering. It's killer stuff from start to finish, and I love their band logo, and it suits their music. Certainly suits the cover as well. Some mighty fine songs on here. The opening track, Divine Immolation, Sea of Sorrow, Monolith. Yeah, if you like your death thrash, check out Belgian Schizophrenia. You won't be disappointed. I've seen us shown in a number of people's lists so far. Great stuff. Recollections of the Insane. Self-released as far as I'm aware of. At number 28, we have a bit of Swedish modern hard rock, and that is by the band Vipera. Eat Your Heart Out. Really good album, really catchy tunes. Put this on in your car with the windows down in the summer, and yeah, really good summer music. Check out the song Spellbound. There's a clip for that on YouTube. Yeah, great musicians, full stop. Came out on Frontiers, and that's why it's on my list. Really good stuff. If you love your modern hard rock bands like Reckless Love, Crash Diet, Crazy Licks, check out Vipera and you won't be disappointed. Really good stuff. At 28, at 29, a band that will never reinvent the wheel. They stick to their guns, and you certainly know who the band is as soon as you put it on, with the vocals especially, and that is the last album from Jungle Rot, A Call to Arms. Fantastic artwork. Really wanted the vinyl, but it got delayed, and I wanted it there and then, so I just bought the CD. The vinyl may come some point down the line. They stick to their guns. The vocalist is absolutely amazing. I'm pretty sure these guys are from the States, aren't they? If I'm wrong, let me know below where they're from. But yeah, classic stuff on here. You're Beyond the Grave, Vengeance and Bloodlust. Just the jungle rot we know and love. Killer stuff. And that is my number 27. 26, we have some Swedish power metal and the mighty Sabaton, The War to End All Wars. Now this album is more your World War I inspired songs. Previous stuff has all been, pretty much has all been World War II, which I'm really into. I know a lot about World War II, not so much World War I, but yeah, really good stuff. They have spoken word between songs about what's going on. Yeah, fantastic melodic album, great guitars, solos, just classic stuff from Sabaton. You won't be disappointed if you like Sabaton. I will say though, the closer you get to the end of the album, it does get a little bit boring, but yeah, good stuff from Sabaton. War to End All Wars on Nuclear Blast. At number 25, we have the debut album from Fallen Century. Now this is a side project of Neuhauser from Serenity and War Kings, and Pastorino, that's how you say it, from the band Temperance. He plays guitar and is also a vocalist in the band. And these guys as a duo are phenomenal. Great mix. They do a great jobs on the songs melody-wise together. And Pastrano, excellent job on guitars as always. Definitely has the symphonic sound of Serenity more than Temperance, and Neuhauser actually does most of the vocals, a lot more of the vocals, and therefore it's got the real catchy Serenity tunes, really memorable choruses, and just great stuff. The album is called Terra Nova, so if you haven't heard of Fallen Sanctuary and you like Temperance or Sanctuary or Serenity, check out Fallen Sanctuary. Good stuff, and that is my number 25. 24, from the one and only Liam Death Doom Metalhead, we have his band Consecration. Idios, that's how you say it. So if I got that wrong, Liam. Stonker of an album. Now I've never really been into the Death Doom until the last couple of years, where I've been turned on to it more, mainly due to the fact of Mark G with a C, and people like Sean Beast and Rock and Metal Plus, who turned me on to quite a bit, and Martin McCaffrey. But yeah, this is a stonker of an album. Brutal, doomy, slow. The vocals just permeate in the brain. Liam does an awesome job on the guitars, and yeah, and it is a really good listen. Yeah, I'm surprised how good it was. Well, not really surprised because I know how talented Liam is. But yeah, very happy to support Liam and own a Consecration album, and it is at my number 24. So well done, lads. Good album. Then we have got number 23, a bit of I think they're Italian or Spanish, one or the other. More like to be Italian, European power metal. That is Trick or Treat. Fantastic artwork on the cover. It's called Creepy Symphonies, a band new to me this year. Got recommended a clip on YouTube. I watched it and it was awesome. A bit of comedy in their sound, which I really appreciate. I love a bit of comedy in my metal from time to time, not always, depending on what the situation is. Got great tracks on here. You have the Creepy Symphony, which is the title track, Peter Pan Syndrome, and they also do The Power of Grayskull, which is a tribute to Masters of the Universe, which I absolutely loved growing up as a kid, and it's actually quite a long song if I remember correctly. is 11 minutes and 43 seconds long. So yeah, really good album from Trick or Treat. Yep, new band for me. I know they had one album out previous to this. Before that, I'm not sure. But very, very happy to have Trick or Treat, and it is at number 23. Sorry about the glare. I don't really feel like taking them out of the sleeves. At number 22, we have a bit of a German female-fronted metalcore of sorts, and that is the band Set Your Sails. The album is called Nightfall. Now, Set Your Sails had my favourite song of 2021, Mirrors, which features on this album. This album came out pretty early in the piece in January of 2022, and I still love the song Mirrors. Also has other killer tracks on it. You have Ghosts, the title track Nightfall, and also do a cover, the last track Shallow. I'm not sure who originally sang it. It was more a pop song, I believe, but they do a great job of that. Also number 12, Fuck Off, which is a great track. Yeah, her voice is phenomenal, clean and harsh vocals. Just a young, very young band. I believe this is their second album. Well, it is second full length anyway. And yeah, very, very happy to have this, and it features at number 22. Number 21, we have a debut solo album from Serena Telly. If you don't know who she is, she was the original singer for Burning Witches, my favourite era of Burning Witches. I still like them. In actual fact, I'm seeing them in concert next year if all goes to plan. But they obviously got a new singer. She's great in her own right, but to me, the first two albums with Serena on it, you'll never beat. This sounds nothing like Burning Witches. This is your modern hard rock, and she does a fantastic job. Plays guitar, obviously the vocals, and yeah, she has a great voice. Hence why the album stands out for me. Modern Warrior, I'm Not Sorry, classic tracks here, Medusa, Remember You, Dreamer, just great modern sounding hard rock to keep us rock fans very, very happy. So that is at number 21. And number 20, this will be my vocalist of the year. That will be Lena Scissorhands from Moldovan metalcore band Infected Rain. This is the album Idios, came out pretty early in the piece as well, January or February. Love Infected Rain, and I'm very, very happy that Jim Davies sent me their debut album, which was released on vinyl for the first time this year as a VCLT. Fantastic album, as is the new one. Unfortunately, Lena has just recently been in hospital. She's just had some form of surgery, so hopefully she is on the mend. She's also featured on numerous other projects this year from other bands, and she's also become the lead singer of another band from the States, but I can't recall the name right now. They've had a couple of clips out so far, and they've just been signed to Napalm Records, as is Infected Rain on Napalm Records, and they will be putting out the album in 2023, which I am really looking forward to. It has harsh, clean vocals, as does this, but great album from Infected Rain. Postmortem Part 1, Fighter would probably be my favourite track on here. Just knock your socks off. Full on metal from Infected Rain. What have we got now? We have the debut album from the band Seawolf. Now, I was introduced to this band by a song I saw on YouTube first, but I was actually sent the CD from Jim Davies, and yeah, it's fantastic. Angela Wolf Black vocals are phenomenal. This is symphonic, melodic metal. Her voice is just truly amazing. It's on Frontiers. Every track is an absolute stonker of a song. Very, very memorable tracks, mainly due to the fact that her voice really, really stands out in the mix, and instrumentation is freaking killer. So I'm so glad to have Seawolf. I loved it so much that I actually bought another copy of it and I sent it off as a VCLT. and to Bev, and hopefully she enjoys it as well. But yeah, fantastic debut album from Seawolf, and hope they do plenty more because she is such a talented young lady. At number 18 we have a bit of symphonic metal, once again European, and the band Visions of Atlantis. The album's Pirate, and the album is pretty much pirate inspired. Favourite track on here would most definitely be the song Clocks. Fantastic. This is female fronted once again. Melancholy Angel, another killer track. Master of the Hurricane. Yeah, just those three songs stand out to me as the best, but the whole album is really, really good. And I still need to pick up the album that came out before this one, which is a great album also. But yeah, this is at my number 18, a bit of Visions of Atlantis. This one comes out on, I'm pretty sure it's Napalm as well. Yep, Napalm Records. Number 17 is a band that I don't think I've ever seen shown here in YouTube, not in the metal community anyway, because they're not just metal, this band. I've loved them since their debut album, which came out about I'd like to say 2011. That is the band Icon for Hire. The album is called The Reckoning. Yeah, brilliant album, female fronted. Many different styles here. You have a bit of pop, you have a bit of punk, you have a bit of rap, yeah, you have a bit of hard rock, a bit of metal, heavy in places, light in others. But the tracks just stand out. Killer tracks like Breakdown, Dismantle, Gatekeepers, Ready for Combat, which is probably my favourite track on here. Now their debut album used to be my favourite, but this has taken over. Yeah, I absolutely love it. Really, really good stuff from Icon for Hire. Ariel Bloomer, the lead vocalist, superb. Yeah, good stuff. And that is at my number 17. Number 16, this has been on a lot of people's lists, but higher than my ranking. But nonetheless, it's a great album, and that is the new album from Megadeth, The Sick, The Dying, and The Dead. Cracking tunes on here, like We'll Be Back, which is my favourite track. You also have Night Stalkers, Killing Time. I will say a lot of people say this is better than Dystopia. I reckon they're pretty much on par with one another. I really like Dystopia, and I really like this album too. And I'm so glad that I might be seeing these guys live next year if all goes to plan, but I'll let you know about that more in the future. But yeah, good album from Megadeth. Good to see they're still going, and people are really, really enjoying this album, as I am. Number 15, I think it's 15. Yep, number 15. A band that I'm new to this year also. That is Evil Invaders and Shattering Reflection. Cracking thrash album that I think is absolutely brilliant from start to finish. This is an album I can put on. Normally when I listen to music I'm pottering around doing other things. But this is an album that I take notice of. Even if I'm doing something, I actually hear everything. Love the guy's voice, love the riffs. It's thrash, it's heavy metal in places. It's just absolutely brilliant, and very, very happy to now know Evil Invaders, and that is my number 15. At number 14, we have a bit of a fun band, a band I've loved for many, many years now, and that is Ailstorm, 7th rum of a 7th rum. First track I heard of this, Magellan's Expedition. I wasn't that, I think it was that one. Let's have a look. Yeah, I wasn't that fond of it, but I bought the album because I do love Ailstorm, and the rest of the album is absolutely superb, and that song's actually grown on me. Now I really, really like it. Fun stuff, pirate metal. They don't take themselves seriously at all, and it's another band I may possibly be seeing next year also, and they put on a killer live show This one came out also on Napalm Records. So that was number 14. At number 13, another band that was completely new to me this year, and that is the band Zentrix. What's cool about this, it came with 3D cover and 3D glasses, which is certainly different. Frantic thrash, I'm not sure where they're from. I think Spanish, Italian, I'm not sure. Didn't read into them too much. All I know is I really enjoy this album. It's from start to finish. It's just killer thrash, full throttle, great stuff. And they actually do a song on here with a whole lot of other band members from other thrash bands. Macarena Mosh. So there's a video for that on YouTube. Check that out. But yeah, the album's called Full HD, and this one came out on Listenable Records, and that is my number 13. Number 12, which is probably my surprise of the year, would be Girish and the Chronicles. The album is called Hail to the Heroes. Now this is an Indian modern hard rock band, bluesy in places, a little bit sleazy also in places. You wouldn't even be able to tell that this guy is an Indian by hearing his voice. Quite a deep voice, which is different for the hard rock style that they're doing. The guitarist, pretty sure it's this guy here, phenomenal guitarist. His riffs and licks, absolutely killer. And yeah, very, very happy to own this album. Girish and the Chronicles came with a slight warp, but still plays fine. GATC. So check them out. That's at number 12. Number 11, another new band to me. This is their debut album. They are an English hardcore band by the name of Cage Fight, female fronted, and she can rip out those vocals. I love my New York hardcore, and this is right in the same category, just from England. Fist in your face stuff. They don't give a shit, and as you can tell from the back, she's got her fingers up in the air. She really couldn't give a shit. Fantastic hardcore from start to finish, I should say. Just rips your face off the whole way through. Great stuff from Cage Fight. So we're up to the top 10. Let's move them along. So at number 10, a band and an album that gets mixed reviews over the last few albums. But I'm actually new to them, and I absolutely love this album, hence why it is my number 10. Last effort from Amon Amarth, the Great Heathen Army. Love that artwork. I'm hugely into my folk Viking metal, and that's what this is, and that's what it gives me. That real Viking vibe, melodic, very melodic death metal. Some people probably don't like it because it's not as heavy as it used to be, but I think it's really melodic and catchy. They do a track on here, Saxons and Vikings, which features the band Saxon. Great Heathen Army title track, a brilliant song. Serpent's Trail, fantastic last song on the album. This one came out on Metal Blade, and so happy to finally be getting into Amon Amarth, and that is my number 10. My number 9, and a lot of you guys in the heavy metal side of the vinyl community will know this band very, very well. Featuring our very own Mark G with a C, that is Enchantment, Cold Soul Embrace. I can't say enough good things about this album. As soon as they released their first track, as great as the eye beholds, I thought, I'm sold. There's actually a passage on it with spoken word with the piano and stuff going on behind it, and I just think that is absolutely beautiful. It's heavy, it's dark, it's ambient, it's melodic, it's all those things. There's even a bit of symphonic in there, and I know Mark's always said he's not into his symphonic metal, but they've actually brought a little bit of that into it, and I'm all over that. What I would like to know, Mark, is who actually sings, does the spoken word? Is it one of the band members, or is it somebody you guys brought in? Because I think it really suits the melodic music, doomy melodic music. Just a cracking album from Enchantment, and I'm so glad that after, how many years since their debut album? 27 or something like that, might even be longer. 93, 94 that came out. Marcus just sent me the debut album a few years back, and yeah, fell in love with that, and this is a stonker of an album. So well done, lads. Featured very high on my list, and even you can see I'm not into doom that much. It's right up there. Great stuff from Enchantment. At number 8, this album up until maybe 2 months ago would have been my number 1, but some albums have taken over. In the meantime, that album is Arch Enemy and Deceivers with Alyssa White-Gluz on vocals, the Canadian singer, who I've been a massive fan of for many years, ever since she was in The Agonist. I'm actually seeing Arch Enemy live in a month or two. I'm going on a bit of a road trip with my son, because he's a big fan of them as well, to see them, and really looking forward to that. And this features my favourite song of the year, Handshake from Hell. Such a moody song. It's all over the place. You have the typical Arch Enemy riffs, sound, but then you have the straightforward heavy metal sound as well, a bit of power metal, and then you have Alyssa's clean vocals, which is pretty new to Arch Enemy. When Angela was in the band, it was just all about the rough vocals, but Alyssa, with her talent, brings the clean vocals to the table. Not very often that she uses them, but when she does, she blows the songs out of the water, and that is why it is my favourite song on the album. Also, Deceiver is a cracking song. The Watcher, on Century Media, very happy with this album, and this actually came on a glow in the dark vinyl, which I thought was pretty cool. So that is my number 8, Arch Enemy and Deceivers. At number 7, another new band, that is about the Glare, the Halo Effect, and Days of the Lost. Now, if you're unaware of this band, it features all former members of In Flames, and it has that typical Gothenburg melodic death metal sound. And if only In Flames sounded like these guys these days, a lot of people would still be into them. But the musicianship is absolutely spot on. A lot of these guys have actually been in the band together, In Flames, over the years, so they gel. But even the guys who haven't been played with one another, they sound phenomenal. And the lead vocalist was the original singer for In Flames, who is the singer in Dark Tranquility, and he does a fantastic job also. And yeah, it's just melodic death metal at its finest. The Halo Effect and Days of the Lost at number 7. At number 6, the latest album I picked up in this pile, and it's so good that it actually very high up in my rankings, and that is the brand new Zentrix album. 7 words, such an awesome thrash album. Was completely unaware of these guys back in the day. It wasn't until about 4 or so years ago that Mark G with a C introduced me to them. Spoke very highly of them. I still don't own any of their earlier albums, but I own Bury the Pain on CD, and now I have 7 words on vinyl, which is, in my eyes, is much better than Bury the Pain. The guys seem to click a little bit better on this album. Love the cover art, probably my second favourite cover art of the year, of the stuff that I own. It came out on Listenable Records, and yeah, his voice, something about his voice that just really gels with me. You've only had this album for a week, and I've listened to it so many times, and yeah, it's absolutely brilliant. Love every song. Not a bad song on this album, hence why it is my number 6. Now we're down to the top 5. At number 5, the one and only Skid Row. Gang's all here. New lease of life for this band since I've brought Eric Gronwell on, formerly of Heat. Always loved his stuff, and he does a phenomenal job with this band. And they don't need Sebastian Bach. Eric has his own sound, but also can sound a little bit like Sebastian from time to time, and he can play the old songs very well live also. And yeah, it's just a kick-ass hard rock album, and as Darcy said, this album would fit right in with the first 2 albums, which I totally agree with. Favourite track on here would have to be Hell or High Water, the opening track. The only slight letdown for me would be the song Time Bomb, and that's just the chorus. It can get a little bit monotonous, but yeah, there's only one ballad on here, October Song, which is pretty good. But the rest, the Gang's All Here is a brilliant song. Very happy that Skid Row are back and putting out killer material, and that is why it is my number 5. Now for my number 4, another band that people either like or they don't. That is the band Ghost, the album Vipera. I'm new to Ghost. I never bothered with them back in the day, and I've actually gone back into their back catalogue, and for some reason they don't gel with me. It's only this album and the previous one to this that I really enjoy. The earlier stuff's okay, but yeah, it doesn't really float my boat. But this album is just phenomenal. So melodic, so catchy, ambient. It's just brilliant. Favourite track on here would have to be Darkness at the Heart of My Love. The only weak point on here would be the song 20s, which is a little bit, can get you to you a little bit, but other brilliant songs on here, you have Spillways, Call Me Little Sunshine, Hunter's Moon, Respite of the Spittlefields was another brilliant track. Yeah, I really thoroughly enjoyed this. He has a very unique voice, and you certainly know it's Ghost, and yeah, I think it's a cracker. Rip snort of an album from Ghost. 3 left. My number 3 is more Swedish hard rock, and that is Crash Diet. The album's called Automation, signed by Peter London and Martin, can't remember his last name. Great modern sounding hard rock. If you like bands like Reckless Love, Crazy Licks, you'll love this album from Crash Diet. Phenomenal musicianship. They've got a new vocalist on board. I'm not sure if he was on the last album or not, but he's on this one, and he really fits well with the band. Had a bit of a rough time, this band. The original lead singer committed suicide some years ago, and they brought on board the singer of Ollie from Reckless Love, or this band from Finland, I can't remember. Ollie from Reckless Love, and he did a great job, but the new singer really fits in well, and it's a rip snort of an album. The guitar solos, the choruses, just so catchy, hence what is at my number 3. Favourite track on here would probably be Dark Crusade. It's a cracker tune. Also do Powerline, which features Michael Starr from Steel Panther. It's a really good tune. I Can't Move On, a bit of a ballad, which is really awesome as well. And Crash Diet Automation, my number 3. 2 left. My number 2 is the highest ranking thrash album in my top 30, and that is Destruction and Diabolical. Definitely my favourite album cover of the year. These guys stick to their guns, and you know what you're getting with Destruction. Been around for 40 years, if not close to it, and still putting out some rip snorter thrash metal. You know what you're going to get, and that's what you get. Under the Spell, brilliant song. State of Apathy. The whole album just kicks ass. Now this album isn't in the greatest condition. I bought it off Discogs, but the seller told me it was brand new, but it definitely wasn't, and the cover was all bent, and the vinyl was warped and had scratches on it. It still plays okay though. It doesn't skip, doesn't jump, doesn't pop, but yeah, he certainly ripped me off on this one. But I was very, very happy to have Diabolical by Destruction. Such a kick-ass thrash metal album, and I will say a lot better than the last album, Born to Perish, in my eyes. So yep, Destruction at my number 2. And now for my number 1 album of the year, and that goes to the one and only Chez Kane. She was formerly in the band Kane with 2 of her sisters. Then she went solo. This is her second album. Funny enough, her debut album, which came out last year, was my 4th favourite album of the year. But now the new one, Power Zone, is my number 1. And now if you like your late 80s, early 90s hard rock, you'll love this. Has that real feel-good feel to it. She has a killer voice. Just check out the song Power Zone, the title track, Guilty of Love. Check out the guitar solos on those 2 tracks, especially Power Zone. It is mighty, mighty fine if you're a guitarist. The favourite track on here would have to be Children of Tomorrow Gone. Yeah, just all in all a phenomenal album, and I can't get enough of it. So yep, Chez Kane, Power Zone is my number 1 of the year, and just happened to be signed to me. It makes it even better. So yeah, number 1, hands down for me, Power Zone from the one and only Chez Kane. So that's my list. Let me know what you think. Your lists are probably completely different. I'm quite eclectic in my metal listening, from the lighter stuff to the heavier stuff. So of course I'm going to have a different selection. But yeah, I'd like to hear what you guys have to say. Remember, this is just my list. Your list will probably be completely different. But that's what's great about this place. We don't all like the same stuff, and we can talk about it, which is great. So I won't see you guys probably before the new year. So I hope you guys have a great time on New Year's. Don't get too drunk. Don't be too silly. And I will see you guys in the new year. Thanks for all your support over this year, and look forward to being back in the new year. Catch you later, guys.